On January 24, 2023, Lindsay Clancy, a labor and delivery nurse from Duxbury, Massachusetts, was accused of killing her 3 children, Cora, age 5, Dawson, age 3, and Callan, 8 months. Prosecutors alleged that the children were strangled with exercise resistance bands while their father, Patrick Clancy, was away from the home picking up medication and food. Cora and Dawson died that evening. Callan died several days later. Afterward, Clancy attempted suicide by jumping from a second-story window, sustaining injuries that left her paralyzed. Clancy was subsequently charged with 3 counts of murder and 3 counts of strangulation and pleaded not guilty. The central issue is not primarily whether she caused the children's deaths, but whether she was criminally responsible for her actions at the time. In the months preceding the deaths, Clancy experienced significant mental health difficulties following the birth of Callan. She received treatment from multiple providers and was prescribed numerous psychiatric medications. A recent review of court records by the Boston Globe reported that she was prescribed 13 different psychiatric medications and more than 30 prescriptions during the 4 months preceding the deaths. Her reported symptoms included anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, and intrusive thoughts involving her children. She voluntarily admitted herself to McLean Hospital on January 1, 2023, and was discharged several days later. The defense contends that Clancy suffered from severe mental illness, including postpartum psychosis, and that her psychiatric condition and treatment left her incapable of being criminally responsible when she killed the children. The prosecution disputes that characterization and argues that her behavior demonstrates deliberate, purposeful action rather than an inability to understand or control her conduct. Prosecutors contend that Clancy planned and intentionally carried out the killings. Among the circumstances they have emphasized are her actions surrounding her husband's departure from the house, the timing of the killings, her communications before and after the deaths, and other evidence they argue demonstrates organization and awareness. The prosecution has also presented evidence concerning Clancy's behavior during the period leading up to January 24. The basic argument is that although Clancy clearly experienced mental health problems, having a mental illness does not automatically eliminate criminal responsibility. That distinction is critical to the case. The defense maintains that Clancy was a loving mother who became seriously psychiatrically ill after childbirth and was inadequately diagnosed and treated. Her attorneys contend that she suffered from postpartum psychosis and possibly an underlying bipolar disorder and that the extensive medication regimen complicated her condition. Thus, the defense's argument is not simply she was mentally ill. Instead, the important legal question is whether her mental condition prevented her from appreciating the wrongfulness of her actions or from controlling her behavior according to the law. Massachusetts uses the concept of lack of criminal responsibility. Under the state's model jury instructions, a person is not criminally responsible if, because of a mental disease or defect, the person lacked substantial capacity either 1. To appreciate the criminality or wrongfulness of the conduct, or 2. To conform the conduct to the requirements of the law. Importantly, once criminal responsibility is properly at issue, the Commonwealth bears the burden of proving criminal responsibility beyond a reasonable doubt. Okay, students. Now is the time to use this information to help improve some of your essential skills, some of which include communication, critical thinking, and working in teams. Choose a partner and come up with a list of at least 5 things this video introduces about the criminal justice system that we will learn more about this semester. I'll give you an example. One could be the burden of proof that the government has before convicting a person of a crime. What would that be?